Hey everybody, and welcome to Chip's PC Lounge. It's been an awfully long time since I did a video, over 6 months ago, but we have some good news in the ecosystem of Drip, DDD, the thing we've all been waiting for since we heard about it in February time. It's out in 3 days. Tuesday, we get to get our hands on it, and hopefully it's going to bring some momentum and some bullishness back into Drip. So, one of my thoughts on DDD. I'm really excited about it, especially the sacrifice part. I mean, I'm all about drip that gets bought and it's not going to force it, because as much as I love force it, it does also create the free drip that everyone gets, which is come from minting a lot lately, and that ends up being in the LP pools, which brings the price down. So this is going to incentivize people to get into faucet, which is going to put more drip into the tax vault, which is what we all want. But there's still going to be exponential pressure later on from that, right? But you've got the drip going in from sacrifice that is completely net positive for Faucet Vault for the entire time. There's no drain whatsoever. It's all just into the vault with nothing coming out. So I'm really excited about that part, and I hope a lot of people do actually sacrifice. But those that get in the normal way, it is much better than going in through the normal faucet for the ecosystem, because you're getting less drip to start off with on your faucet. So it should really be good, and it's going to get some momentum going. And from that point, I hope we can keep it. And if we keep the vault from minting, that's when the reservoir comes back into play in terms of floor prices, and starting to get turn the tide and get drip. On a long bullish trend, even if it's slow, we don't need. Well, we all would love actually a massive spike, but we know people are going to sell that. A nice slow curve up the chart, get rid of that liquid drip, get it all out of the system, so we can start almost on a kind of fresh base, if you will. Because if we go to the holders, there is a lot of people hodling a lot of drip right now, so the supply is quite high, 28,674,000. The top two are the LP pools, so we've got just about 7 million in circulation, so that's what we want to get down. And the top holder has got 284,000 drip, which considering when we first started, drip, it was 1 million tokens. That's quite a lot of tokens to have. And these people aren't obviously going into the faucet, because that's 10 max wallets. So these people, I hope, are gonna put a chunk into the the DDD, but they are likely looking to get a higher price to sell. But that's fine. They can do what they want to do. But it wasn't just the DDD that I'm excited about, because there's actually more coming, and this is why I think DDD is great. But I think together with this other stuff, it's like a package of bullish stuff, that's coming out of the drip. And the thing I'm really excited about was what Forex was on about in the last AMA, and that was a hacker game that is going to rehypothecate on the back end, so there's fresh inflows coming into drip. Because when you think about it, the faucet gives you free drip. Where's that coming from? At the minute, it comes from largely buyers that are coming in. Obviously, you got your taxes as well, but the taxes have not supported drip for the last 13 months, sadly. They do still help, don't get me wrong. Not every drip is, that goes out the faucet is minted, you know. But yeah, inflows. We've got the sacrifice into DDD. That's an inflow. That's money going into drip without anything coming out. So that's super positive. You've got the rehypothecation. We don't know much about it yet, but Forex mentioned the Treasury, and this is the kind of stuff that gets me excited because Treasury, I assume, is going to earn a yield on the back end. I don't know how they do that. I assume that they'll use the BUSD portion and maybe sell half of that to BNB or something and pair them together and get it earning for drip on the back end, like Animal Farm does, and the cake will buy drip. And that's kind of like the idea I suggested in a video in January, February time. I did a video on a treasury which I'd submitted to some of the admins at the time, and that was all about the Animal Farm drip BUSD, where there was a fee coming in and out of the LP farm there, and my suggestion was take the BUSD part, sell half for another token, and you get that staked on PancakeSwap and use the cake to buy drip. And over time, as there's more and more fees coming in and out, and you're not selling your stake that's earning cake, that stake on PancakeSwap will just grow, which means if it's slow, it's still slow growth, and you're still getting more and more cake. So I'm hoping it's something like that, but he did mention the Animal Farm, so it might be using his own range, auto ranges to get that high yield to earn for drip, and then it'll use the fees to buy back drip. And if he's got dogs that he's earning, I guess he can just burn those because he'll not want to sell them, which is fine. So yeah, we've got the hacker game, which is going to be fresh inflows. The cross chain swap. It's not live yet, I don't believe, but when this is all ready, this bridge, there's a 0.3% on non-drip swaps, right? So if you bring in ETH from the Ethereum network and you want to bring it to BSC, 0.3% fee goes into the drip ecosystem. I don't know if all of it buys back drip, but I'd suggest it should. And put that in the faucet, and then the faucet will. Sorry, something just made a weird noise over there. And then that would be a inflow as well. We've also got some more community stuff. We've got Drip 21, which is coming in the end of the year. That sounds good. Scratchy is still on the radar. And then we've got Reservoir DDD, which is going to be basically BNB in, but lots of it. So that half buys drip, which temporarily takes it out of the LP pool. So the price goes up. You pair it with BNB, and you stick it back in the LP pool. So you're hardening the price because you're putting the same drip in there, it's done circulation, but there's more BNB in there. And that means when people sell, it's less price impact. So there is stuff coming in for drip inflows. Scratchy is one that keeps being mentioned. It'll come at some point. So I'm really bullish on this kind of stuff. DD is out on Tuesday. I can't wait to see what happens. I hope for my 8 team members that we get some good price appreciation, and we all do what we our plan responsibly. And yeah, I'm just excited. So I don't know when the next video will be. If you're interested in joining my team, I'll leave a link as well. I only have a small team, but I do airdrops every couple of Sundays. So not big ones, but everyone gets a little bit. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll hopefully see you sooner than later.